Morning folks, right, different battlefield. Use the same desert cloth, but I put some green scatter on to make it look a bit more lush, a bit more not desert. Got different trees, some different bushes, etc, etc. And what I'm going to do is set up some successors, Seleucid types, etc, etc. So I'll get the first force set up and see what you think. Okay, there we have it. This side deployed. I'll just pull in a bit. Just put that on. Yep. So we've got some pikes, heavy cavalry, some Thracians, some peltasts on the end there, screened by some javelin men, more pikes, more pikes, more pikes. Some slingers. Over the back we have the CNC and the extra heavy companions, guard cavalry, more pikes, some peltasts, some light cavalry, Scythian types, and some super heavy cavalry anyway. This is a successor Seleucid type army, as I said. Sorry, yeah, they're the Agema at the back. That's the Agema. Okay, so that's a kind of a state, the state army, the king's army. And then right, I'll just turn around, and here we have the other army, which are kind of a usurper type prince. I think that's what I'll go for. Got some light cavalry, lots of pikes, some javelin at the front, some more, lying to you, slingers there, and javelin here, a couple of units of cavalry, CNC himself, some peltasts, more pikes, archers at the front, Scythians on the flanks, and some mercenary Galatian types, Gallic cavalry. Right. So, alright, I think it's time to have a little bash, we'll have a little game, see how it turns out. Yeah, so I'll get this sorted. Okay, so two sides is laid out. What we've got there, I'm going to call this the king's side, and this side here will be the usurper, somebody who's not happy with the king. So that's how we'll do it. So the king's side, roll for initiative a 2, and the usurper rolls a 3. So the usurper will go first, which is probably appropriate. I'll start the moving. Okay, initial movement, we're moving march moves, 240 paces, which is this stick. What's that, about 8 to something inches. 240 paces, yeah. So we've what we call bumped, where they've got to 240 paces, they have to stop marching. And then we'll fill in the figures behind that are able to move. So we've got the light cavalry have contacted here, 240, the light infantry here, light infantry, light cavalry this end, and we've got some heavy cavalry here moving up. So I'll now fill in the rest of the guys that want to move. Okay, there we have it. Everyone who wants to move has moved. In bound 1, the cavalry at the back were not able to move when it was their turn, so they'll be prompted to move next bound if they want to move next bound. So we've got the guard, super heavy cavalry over there, sorry, the guard Agema here, and the same over this side. We've got the cavalry with the general who did not move. Everybody else moved. Right, I'll have a quick look, see what shooting we've got. Okay, so no real shooting, just some shooting here from the archers at long range, so only 6, and they're all down, so they did not get half effect or 1 casualty per figure. So right, end of band 1, we're going for band 2. So the king rolls a 6 and the usurper rolls a 2. So the king's side will move first. Okay, I'll have a work out and see what's what, who's going to do what. So back soon. Okay, right, the king's troops have done all their moving. We've got the Thracians on the end here moved up, the household cavalry has moved up, javelin men, peltasts on the end there, all those pike blocks have moved up. CNC and Agema have moved, more pikes, Peltas. The Peltas they have deployed and blocked that unit of Pike from advancing, but that's not really a problem, is it? And then we've got these Scythian types moving up here, and the super heavy cavalry at the back moving up. So time to move the usurpers troops. Okay, this usurper side has moved. Light cavalry moved up there, gone into skirmish. Slingers have gone, no, they haven't needed to go forward, they're within range, so it's pointless them getting closer. These javelin men have gone forward, full move, so not able to form skirmish. The pikes didn't move because the slingers didn't move. Peltas here have moved forward. The cavalry with the sub-general usurper, with the usurper type have gone forward. Peltas gone forward. Pikes and archers have gone forward, and on this flank the Scythian types have changed formation and gone into skirmish order with the Gallic type cavalry closing up behind. Okay, time to work out some shooting, so I'll sort that out. Okay, some interesting shooting. These guys received 2 casualties per figure, so they'll have to charge, which they will be able to. Nothing much really happened here. What was that? Yeah, 1.5 casualties, I suppose it is, isn't it? And these guys lost, just check what they lost. Nothing, they didn't lose anything. Over here, the archers, 0.5 casualties on those, and the archers lost. So I just have to keep flipping the page. 2.5. 2.5 casualties, but they're okay. The excitement was over here, so these guys are skirmishing. They don't fire as many, but they rolled up 2, and these guys rolled up 2, each causing 36 on each other, just the way it worked out. That means a waiver test for each of them. See what happens. So do the waiver test for the King's liked Scythians. 5, they're fine, and the usurper Scythians, oh dear, a 1. They failed, so they become shaken. Oh, there we go. Oh dear. Right, I'll get some markers out. Yep, shaken marker has been added down there. So now it's time for look for declarations for units that want to charge, who are able to. So I'll have a quick sort through. Okay, so what we've got, obviously here we've got these light cavalry chasing off the shaken light cavalry. Yeah, nothing here because we've got skirmishing type troops. Over here these guys will charge these guys and they'll counter charge, both javelin types. Yeah, okay, and over here the heavy cavalry have got to charge the light cavalry, who are in skirmish order and obviously would evade. So I'll just do the measurements for that. Okay, these guys rolled normal roll, which put them 200 paces evade, but these guys rolled down, meaning they only went 120. Big gap there, and I think with those pike being quite close, I think they may have to rally back and back where they were. It was a non-impetuous charge, so no fatigues for that. It's better to put those guys, I think, back in the bottle. No point being at risk of being charged by pikemen. Over here, simultaneous charge, non-impetuous for both of them, charging in the middle there. Right, let's work over these. Work out these light cavalry. Yep, those guys are going to charge those, and obviously being shaken, they will evade. So it's really where these light cavalry go. So let's roll a dice for those. They roll a 5. That's a plus. Oh dear, they will crash into the heavy cavalry behind because of the distance. Right, I'll just do all that moving. Right, it's all okay. That was a non-impetuous charge, so they stop around 40 paces. Had it been an impetuous charge, they'd have had to crash into the Gallic heavy cavalry. What we do, move the evading light troops back through the first unit and then push the second unit back. They only intersperse through the first unit met. Okay, so these guys will probably again rally back. Non-impetuous would be better for them. Otherwise they're going to get charged and probably creamed by the Gallics. Okay, right. Combat to work out in the middle. So we've got the usurper guys charging, rolling Oh dear, look at that. Down 3, and they count a full down 3. And let's just check for the King's guys. Only down 1. Right, I'll just work this all out. Okay, that's the end of the bound. Very exciting knot. So I'll just dice and roll these, rally these back, and on the other flank, these like heavy cavalry will rally back. So yeah, we'll do that. Right, sorted out. They went back, rolled down, so only went back 120, which is the same as going forward. These guys went back 200 paces, that is. Right, I think we're on to bound 3. So the King's men roll a 6, and the usurper rolls a 2. So the King's side to move first. I'll get sorted. Okay, combat all worked out. This is classic, isn't it? We've got 6 fighting here and 9 fighting here because 2 ranks. We had 6 at 4 and 9 at 2, which works out exactly the same, 18. So they carry on fighting. Yeah, no extra, no pushbacks or whatever. What we'll do is we'll expand these guys, because if not they will get the flanks as an overlap. So we expand these guys here up to 2 elements, which is fine, ready for next bound. Yep, and that's it. Okay, so people have moved who need to move. Thracians have moved up, Pikes have moved up here. These Pikes have, those guys are pinned back there because of the peltas. Right, yeah, and that's it. Oh, got the heavy cavalry, Califrax here can move, so I'll just move those and the Agema over here, and then it's over to the usurper side to move. Okay, so both sides have now moved. This is where we are. Peltas have moved up here to do something, same here with the Peltas. And over here the Gallics have moved up, and these Gallics have moved through the shaken light troops. Right, now time to decide some shooting, so I'll work out some shooting, see what we can do. Okay, so even with a down 3, it still comes to 13, which is 1 cast per figure, so I'll chalk that up. Right, soldiering on. It's going to be time to work out combats, who wants to do what, so I'll sort through that and then come back to you. Okay, declarations. We'll have the heavy cavalry charging the infantry and the light cavalry there. Over here we'll have these peltas who'll come out of skirmish and charge the slingers, but the slingers only. These guys can't really do anything. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's what. That's all we're going to do. Oh, I don't know. I think no, it might be worth these guys charging the slingers just to chase them off, because they're doing so much damage. Yep, so what we'll do is we'll have this cavalry unit charge the slingers, see what happens. So okay, I'll work this all out. Okay, quite basic really, I suppose. These guys will charge. They're just about tired, so they're just about worn out, need to get rid of those slingers, so they will charge in. The slingers will evade, and these guys will halt here. So I'll just do that, even if they roll down. No, they won't roll down, will they? They don't need to roll. Listen to me. Those guys will evade. Over here, these guys will evade when charged, so I'll put those there to show that's where they reach. And over here, these guys will evade. I've just rolled for them, they rolled a 5, so they know. And that was a waiver test they have to take because they're infantry being charged by cavalry. And these guys will also evade through the back there. So I'll do all the movement now. There we have it. That's the runaways and the charges. Not very exciting, but it's just one of those things. And I think what we'll have here is we'll have to rally these guys back, so we'll just rally those back. Roll the dice. A 6. Oh, there you go, maximum distance. Puts them back to there. Just move those. And what do we got over here? I think the same thing with these. Yeah. Oh, 5. They go back a normal distance. So just check those. Yeah, they can go back to there. Obviously the reason is because those pike would just decimate them if they were charged by the pike. And over here these cavalry are worn out just about. They take a fatigue for charging, so they're now at 5, which makes them permanently tired. So we'll dice to see how far they go back. A 2. Oh my goodness, they're pretty useless, these guys. So another 120. Put those back to there. Yeah, so sort of dull in a way. Nothing really happens, but this is the way it is sometimes. So we're to combat to work out here. I'll just work that out. Okay, let's roll some dice. Right, the king's side, roll a +2. That's good for them. And the usurper side, roll a plus a +2 as well. Oh my goodness. That means it's another stand, exactly the same score. I'll just work out the score. And of course I did that bit wrong. I should have done it last time. Light troops doing the same, need to break off. Yeah, so I'll work out the break off for these guys. Okay, that's more like it. So they've just broken off and rallied back, and those guys have rallied back through the pikes to behind the pikes. Yeah, these guys couldn't get through the pike, so stop at the front. Yeah, there we go. End of bound 3. Bit dull really, nothing much happened. Yeah, I think time for bound 4. So King's men with a black roll a 2, and the usurper rolls a 4. Usurper to move first. I'll do some measuring and some moving. Okay, that's the moving for the king. Say usurper side. Light cavalry have gone back because that flank was threatened by the Thracians. The peltasts have gone forward here, gone into skirmish, and we'll be throwing javelins at these pike blocks. Also stops the pike blocks moving up, obviously. They'd have to charge them. The light infantry here have done the same thing, move forward to force the pikemen to get rid of them or whatever. That's why these have been held back, so that if they are charged or forced to move, they'll run back through them. Over here this was obviously a rally back, so they can't move. Peltasts here rallied back, so they can't move. Okay, over to the king's side to move. Okay, so Thracians have moved forward to skirmish with these cavalry, throwing javelins or charging or whatever. These guys have formation changed because these are blown, worn out, tired, so they've folded back some units, some elements, and the unit behind will now move forward, skirmishing here, so they can't do anything. These guys have moved up to the light infantry. Now they can't normally, they have to stay 40 paces away, but this now forces the light infantry to rally back. We brought this rule in because we found light infantry were just holding the whole game up and everyone was getting bored and tired with it, so this is the best way. Light infantry can't hold anyone back, and even though they've moved, they must now rally back, which means they will rally back behind the pike blocks. Yeah, that's it. That's all sorted. Okay, let's rally those back. No shooting that I can. Oh, some shooting over there. But what I'm going to do is counter these guys. In the counters, they will just turn and move 40 paces. Too wide? Oh no, it's not, is it? It's like that. Anyway, I'll tidy that up. They need to get rallied, which means the general will have to do that. And I don't think the general will go to them. They'll have to go to the general. Right, I'll work out the shooting. Right, 2 casualties per figure on these, with a 27 and half a casualty per figure on the Thracians. And I think that's it. No, I've got some more shooting here in the middle, so I'll do that shooting. Just basic shooting. What have we got? Oh, +2, not a bad score, but it's 8 guys on each pike block, which are 40 strong. I don't think they're going to do a lot of damage. It's factor 2. The pikes is a deep target 3 plus 2 is 5, so we've got 8 at 5, 8 at 5. What does 8 at 5 do? 32. So it's a half a casualty on each pike block. Yeah, it's not about the damage, it's about just holding them up. I think that's the lesson to be learned from this. Right, charges for bound 4, and I think the only we haven't got much of. I think we'll get these Thracians to chase off the light cavalry, would be a good idea. The pike blocks over this side are all too far away this time. I think we might get one of these pike blocks to chase off these peltas, which are annoying them. That'll free up everything else. Right, so we'll just sort these charges out. Okay, they run away, the light cavalry, and the Thracians charged after them but rolled down, so they only went 80 paces. And there we have it. Oh yeah, the pikes here went the normal 80 paces, and these guys ran away 120. That is the end of bound 4. It's building, nothing happening yet, but it's building, which tends to be the way with pikes. So I think I've waffled on long enough today, so we'll call it a halt there. Thanks for looking in, yeah, I'll try and conclude the battle tomorrow, so I'll post this today if you're looking at this, and then tomorrow we'll look for a conclusion. So thanks for looking in, and bye for now.